In your talk, you've grouped together nuclear, coal, and oil. What are the uncaptured external costs of nuclear energy, and what do you think would take to make nuclear a clean and affordable source of
Well,
energy?
you know, I always say to the nuke people when they talk to me, I always say I'm all for nuke if they ever make it economical and if they ever make it safe. Right now, it's the least economical probably of any. It competes with coal for probably being the least economical. They used to say when they were building these plants, and I remember this, it will be too cheap to meter, okay? There's not a single utility in this country that will build a nuclear power plant today unless 100% of the construction costs are paid for by the federal taxpayer. So why is that? And then at the end of the life cycle of the plant, we have to store their waste for 30,000 years, which is 5 times the length of recorded human history. Okay, you know, what kind of subsidy is that? What kind of deficit spending is that to dump on our children? So those are just 2 of the costs. The biggest cost, you know, I also say safe. They say, well, we're safe. We only had 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl and Fukushima, and you know, other than that, we're really safe. The Russian National Academy of Sciences just did a study this year, which people should look at. And because the nuke industry for years has always said, well, there was only 73 people killed as a result of Chernobyl. This is a meta-review of all the scientific paper and case reviews that have been done on Chernobyl, and it shows that 968,000 people have died in Russia and the surrounding countries as a direct result of Chernobyl. Almost 1 million people died. Okay, but here's what I say to them, because they say, well, we're different than Chernobyl. I say, if you're safe, then get an insurance policy. Just like every other industry in our country, if you're safe, get an insurance policy and then compete in the free market. You know, they can't get an insurance policy. The insurance industry won't write them a policy because they're too risky to insure. And if they had to write them a policy, it would be so expensive, they couldn't compete in the marketplace. So it's not just a bunch of hippies in tie-dyed t-shirts who are saying you're unsafe. It's guys from Wall Street in black ties and suits who are saying you're too risky for us to insure. And in a capitalist society, the insurance industry is the final arbiter of risk. You go home and look at your homeowner's policy. Every homeowner's policy in this country has a provision in it that says this policy does not insure you against radiation contamination caused by a nuclear power plant. So you are now insuring yourself against their mistakes. No other industry gets that gift. That is a huge subsidy. So I would say the construction, the insurance, and the storage make this so expensive that there's no way that it could compete in any normal marketplace. It has to be the only way it can compete is by spending money, spending whatever profits they make to control the political process and to get their politicians, their political toadies and indentured servants in Congress to pass laws to force us to buy their power rather than economic, green, clean, safe, and patriotic power that we could produce for a tiny fraction of the cost.